Alright, listen to this. What if I told you that one of the most dangerous people in a gangster story wasn't a man? What if I told you that the one pulling all the strings, causing chaos, starting wars, and turning family members against each other, was a grandmother? I know, it sounds wild. But that's exactly what happened in MobLand. MobLand isn't your usual mob show. It's not just about power, violence, or old-school loyalty. It's about something way deeper. It's about what happens when the most underestimated person in the room becomes the most powerful. And that person is Maeve Harrigan. From the outside, Maeve looks like just another mob wife. Fancy clothes, heavy jewelry, always by her husband's side. You think she's harmless, right? Just there to make tea and babysit. But no. She is the queen. And you only realize it when it's already too late. In episode 1, her husband Conrad, played by Brosnan, is the one calling the shots. He orders hits, runs the gang, acts like the big boss. And Maeve? She just watches. Smiles. Supports. Pretends. But behind that smile is a mastermind. Because what we don't see right away is that Maeve is the one actually controlling everything. It's not Conrad making decisions. It's her. Every time she gives him a little push, or says something simple like, stick or twist, she's sending a message. And he listens. Always. And here's the part that hits hard. She's not just doing it for money. She's not doing it for family honor. She's doing it for power. Real, cold-blooded power. Maeve manipulates her husband into killing his best friend. She sets off a full-blown gang war, not to protect her family, but to take down their rivals and gain more control. She acts like she's a side character, but really, she's the main player in the whole game. And when we finally realize that, it's like a switch flips. Now here's the craziest part. Even when Maeve is in prison, she's still running things. Her influence stretches beyond bars, beyond walls, even beyond bloodlines. She drops a truth bomb on her grandson. Eddie tells him that Conrad, his grandpa, is actually his father. That revelation alone? It tears the family apart. But that's what she wanted. She wants Eddie to feel betrayed. She wants him angry. And you can tell she's got plans for him. Because he listens to her. He trusts her. And with that kind of loyalty, Maeve might have just found her next puppet. This show doesn't just stop with Maeve though. MobLand does something that hardly any gangster story ever does. It gives real power to its women. Let's talk about Serafina, Conrad's daughter. At first, she seems like a side note, the result of Conrad cheating, someone Maeve would hate. And she does hate her. But Serafina's no weak link. She runs a business, knows the ins and outs of jewels, and even survives a hit from a rival gangster. She's smart. She's tough. She's sharp. If the family actually wanted to survive, she'd probably be the best leader. But we all know Maeve wouldn't allow that. Then there's Bella, Kevin's wife. Soft-spoken? Maybe. But she's lethal in her own way. She quietly sets up her own father to take a fall. Can you imagine the guts that takes? She plans it all behind the scenes, and boom, another power shift. And Kat McAllister? The woman people are afraid to even mention. That kind of fear doesn't come easy. She doesn't need to scream or pull a gun. Her name alone sends chills. But not every woman makes it out. O'Hara Delaney, the trusted lawyer, gets taken out the moment she crosses the line. She played both sides, and in MobLand, that means you die. No matter your gender. That's the brutal truth this show keeps repeating. Power doesn't care if you're a man or a woman. And if you want to play the game, you better be ready to bleed. MobLand has done something rare. It's told a story about gangsters and violence, yes. But more than that, it's told a story about women who refuse to be background characters. Who take charge. Who manipulate, strategize, and dominate in a world where they were never meant to. And let me tell you, watching Maeve go from smiling grandma to the most feared person in the room? It's shocking. It's chilling. It's beautiful in a strange, twisted way. She doesn't just survive the mob world. She owns it. And the crazy thing is we're just getting started. Right now, Paramount Plus hasn't officially said if MobLand is getting a season 2. But come on. We all know it's happening. The way season 1 ended? With Maeve still controlling Conrad from prison, with Eddie just learning the truth, with Kevin possibly stepping up and Maeve possibly crushing him, there is so much more story to tell. I mean, imagine this, Maeve gets out. And she's even more dangerous. Because now, she knows who she can trust. Who she can use. Who she needs to destroy. She might have to take on her own son. She might build a whole new empire with Eddie by her side. Or maybe, she'll burn it all down. Because here's the truth, Maeve doesn't care about love. She doesn't care about loyalty. She only cares about winning. And that makes her one of the most compelling characters we've seen in a long time. So if you're like me, and you're tired of the same old mob stories, if you want something raw, different, and powerful, MobLand is it. This show is telling a new kind of story. One where women don't just support the men, they become the leaders, the manipulators, the bosses. And it feels so good to see that. If you've seen MobLand, let me know in the comments what you think about Maeve. Do you love her? Hate her? Are you terrified of her like I am? And if you haven't watched the show yet, go watch it now. You won't regret it. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this with anyone who needs to see just how wild and brilliant MobLand really is. This isn't just a show. It's a statement. And we're all part of it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of this community. And remember, in MobLand, the most powerful person in the room might just be the one you never expected. Long live Maeve. Now think about this, Maeve has already proven she can take down her enemies without lifting a finger. What happens when people start to realize she's not just a player in the game, she is the game? And the people who challenge her? They either fall in line or fall completely. That's the rule of Maeve. Look at the way she sets up every move. She's never in a rush. She doesn't scream. She waits, watches, then strikes. It's chilling how calm she is while everyone else loses their minds. And maybe that's what makes her so unforgettable. She's not impulsive like some of the men. She's strategic. She's patient. She knows when to hold back and when to go in for the kill. This character makes you question everything you thought you knew about power, about family, about what makes someone truly dangerous. And let's be real, it's about time we saw a woman take full control in a genre that's always been dominated by men. Maeve Harrigan is changing the game. And the ripple effects are already happening. Viewers are talking. Writers are paying attention. Mob stories are going to look different from now on. Because once you've seen someone like Maeve, you can't go back to the same old formula. She's opened the door. And behind her, there are going to be more complex, ruthless, brilliant women taking the lead in crime dramas. And we're here for it. So if you're watching this and you felt something shift when you saw Maeve in action, you're not alone. This is our moment. Our type of story. And it's only getting better from here. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's next. Because you better believe, when MobLand Season 2 drops, we're going to break it all down. Together. Hit the bell, drop a comment, and tell me, who do you think is going to rise? Who do you think Maeve will destroy next? And do you think she has a heart at all? Or is she just eyes through and through? Thanks for hanging with me. This is more than just a review. This is a community. A place where we talk about stories that matter. Stories that shock us. Stories that feel like they were made for us. MobLand is that kind of story. And Maeve? She's the queen we never saw coming. I'll see you in the next one.